So a couple of weeks ago, I saw someone post this book on Facebook as a joke, but it is a real book. So I read it, obviously, and I also read other classics such as Taken by the Pterodactyl, Dinos Are a Girl's Best Friend, Bound by the Brontosaurus, Lesbian Ankylosaurus Skater Rims My Bowl, and by bowl I mean butt, as well as Billionaire Dinosaurs in My Butt. In this video I will review them after realism, world building, and feeling. No writing, because they all fucking sucked. Then I will rate them after a scale that I have made with levels of the Kombucha Girl.
You know what? No. Well...
So welcome to this extremely chaotic video with me, obviously queer. So first, Billionaire Dinosaurs made me gay. The cover, I love this cover. It's a great animation. I mean, they didn't even bother to edit the PNG enough. He's not in a suit in this one, which is a shame because I love it when the dinosaurs are in suits, which I can tell you is a reoccurring thing. Also, I think he has a very depressed look in his eyes, which I don't like. I mean, you're gonna turn this man gay. Cheer up. So this is sold as. The year is 2014 and dinosaurs have gained control of the world economy due to exceptionally accurate stock predictions. After graduating from NYU with a business degree, John is hired to be the assistant for one of the largest trading firms on Wall Street. His boss, the CEO of the company, is highly regarded as the best businessman of the century. Only difference is that he's a dinosaur. I mean, dinosaurs have taken over the stock business, obviously. We get a talk between John and his worried dad. He's all like,
I don't like it, John. Not one bit. You can't trust those dinosaurs. They'll take advantage of you in no time.
And John is like,
they shouldn't be punished because they had extremely accurate stock prediction in the 80s, becoming the single leading force of Wall Street presently.
We get that there are some conflicts, you can feel differently about the dinosaurs. My biggest critique, I mean, apart from the fucking writing, is that we never find out what species Oliver Anderson is. And yes, that's what the CEO dinosaur is called. Oliver Anderson. His secretary and his private helicopter flyer get species, but the billionaire dinosaur that gonna turn people gay don't get a species. And this annoyed me because it looks like a T-Rex, right? But at one point, Oliver Anderson jerks himself off. And that's just not realistic. Would he reach? And then at another point, he lifts John up with his strong arms. So, I asked a dino expert. Checking in with a dinosaur expert. It's my brother. And he said that it looks like an Allosaurus, more than a T-Rex. And you know what? Allosaurus had longer arms. So I asked my brother, as you do, if he thinks that they're long enough that he could himself off. To which he said no. And then, after thinking about it, he kind of changed his mind. So I don't know, maybe Hunter Fox wasn't that incorrect. I'll give this in realism 3 out of 10. I would like to see them work around the problem of having really small arms. I feel as the Erotica went down, they didn't work with the fact that he was like a dinosaur at all. It could have been like a random sub-dom relationship, which isn't what you sign up for when you buy this book. John would not have survived the acts described in this book, unless things are way out of proportion. I can accept dinosaurs in suits, speaking English, being named Oliver Anderson, but I draw the line at incorrect autonomy. World building? I'll give this an 8 out of 10. I think it's great. Nothing to add. I fucking love the dinosaur stock market. Feeling, for me, I'll give it 2 out of 10. I didn't get their chemistry at all. And also, I don't think they used him being a dinosaur enough. So I'm gonna put that here. I love the world building, but it didn't do it for me. I read the follow-up, Gay Billionaire Dinosaurs in My Butt. and that was one of my favorite titles, but I'll review that later in the video. Then I read Taken by the Pterodactyl by Christie Sims, and I fucking love this cover. I like the coloring, I like her outfit. I mean, this bitch here is up to something, and this bitch here is also up to something. I can feel already that these two have chemistry. So, this is sold as. Diane is a shepherd watching over a flock of sheep. She's sworn to protect them against any predators, no matter the size. But when a flock of pterodactyls attack, Diane has no choice but to use herself as bait to draw their attention away from her precious flock. One pterodactyl swoops in and picks her up, taking her to his nest. She fully expects to be eaten by the massive beasts, but when it starts to peck her clothes away, leaving her naked, she begins to understand that the pterodactyl might have carnal pleasures in mind. Diane finds herself excited by the prospect. And I can't say that. Can Diane accommodate such a massive creature? When I read the back text, I felt immediately this had a lot of potential. I love that she's a shepherd. I love this outfit for shepherding. You get quickly introduced to Diane. She's a former cheerleader, but now put in the new world, which is like another planet, I think. It's not really explored, but it doesn't matter. She's like a simple farmer now, but she still has the cheerleading sass. A lot of personality. And something I liked about this book was that I felt that the size difference was realistic. It could work, but I had to be sure, so I asked an expert. Checking in with a dinosaur expert. It's my brother! How big actually is this dinosaur? Pterosaurus is the name of the family. Pterodactylus is the name of a species that's really small. That looks like a pteranodon. I think Christie Sims didn't do her research. So that's a pteranodon, however you say that, and this is a pterodactylus. And I can say as someone who actually read this book from start to finish, this was not the size that she had in mind, but this size works. So I'll still give this a 9 out of 10 realism. The only reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is because she fucked up with the species. But I mean, I accept that because as the story goes, I almost got into it. Diana wanted the pterodactyl, and I get that. And Christie Sims, she may be bad at species, but she was really creative with the way they made love. I mean, really creative. I'll give this a 5 out of 10 world building, not because I didn't like it, but because I didn't get it. Give me more. Oh, me. She'd heard these lines plenty of times on pornos, but to be shouting them from the treetop while she got pounded by a pterodactyl was even hotter than the hottest of pornos she had ever seen. Okay, so she's a shepherd and they barely have coffee, which is mentioned in the beginning, but they have porn? Or is this she remembering her time on Earth? When was she on Earth? I don't understand. Yeah, so I read that sentence and now you have too. And I think that has made us better people. Feeling? I'll give this 10 out of 10. I get them together. By reading all of these books, I've learned things about myself that I didn't want to know. Like, I prefer my dinosaur erotica to be as realistic as possible. And spoiler, of the ones that I've read, this was by far the only realistic one. And I feel respect to Christie Sims for writing that. And Diane fucking loves it. Sure, she loved her parents and she had a good life at home. But what the pterodactyl had made her feel was unlike anything she'd ever felt before. She's been pounded by the pterodactyl one time and she's ready to leave her family. She has a home and a mom that she loves. She'll leave it for this dinosaur dick. And you know what? I get her. I think he's just a misunderstood guy. I know he kidnapped her, but people can change. I would also him. So I will put that one here because this was fun and realistic. So then I read Dinos Are a Girl's Best Friend by Pornelope. I don't love this cover. I think it lacks on flair, but this is the first one in a 2-book series, and the second one is called Pimp Dino, and that cover looks like this. They just added the fedora and the pimp cane and the bling on the teeth, and I love this cover. I love it. But now I'm reading part 1. Shanna has been sent back 66 million years by the Sencon scientists to prospect for immense raw diamonds. But she finds more than she expected when she rescues a baby T-Rex and names it Timmy. Who could have guessed that dinosaurs were telepathic? And when Timmy grows up, he wants a whole lot more from her than just a platonic friendship. In this book, we get immediately thrown into the backstory. In the first 2 pages, we have the full mission, how the hunt for diamond works, the telepathic aspect. She already adopted this dino baby. It's full on. Then it gets really slow until the fucking starts. But in this book, she actually comments the size of the arms. Bumps suddenly appeared on its length in random spots and grew until they were several inches long. Male dogs had barbs on their penises to hold the female in place until mating was finished. Rexes must have the same kind of barbs on their compensation for their spindly little forearms, she decided. So, yeah, as you can tell, I'm in the fucking starts, and it's not slow, but it's an experience. Among other things, she makes herself a dildo out of a skeleton piece, which she calls the boner. I'll give this a 7 out of 10 realism. The sex was an experience. I mean, when you look at the cover, you think that this should be pretty mild compared to the other ones. This was the nastiest. The different ways that they fuck are so creative. The people who write this, I'm like, I'll give this 7 out of 10 in realism compared to this, but like, at what cost? The things I read in this book, they cannot be unread. I'll give this a 6 out of 10 in world building. She travels back in time. It's like a solid excuse to fuck a dinosaur. It makes sense, but it's not that creative. Feeling? I can't even answer this one. This shocked me, and I'm not easily shocked. But I think the most unnerving part for me was not that she was double penetrated by sitting on his head, but the fact that Shanna raised him as his mother, and then they have intercourse, and this is never commented on as being weird. What does it add to the story that she raised him? She calls him her baby, and then they fuck. I'll still give it like a 5. I'll give it a 5 out of 10 feeling, because the devil works hard, but Pornolopa works harder. It's a lot of feeling for sure, but it was not for me. I'll put it here in like bottom orange. It's too much of a piece of art as bestiality goes to be put in the bottom. Then I read Bound by the Brontosaurus. This cover, it's very boring for me. Where even is the Brontosaurus? Because that's the part that I was mostly excited about, the Brontosaurus. I wanted to read a wide variety of sexualities and dinosaurs for this video. So I was excited for that, but this cover sucks. So what's this about? Wanting to prove that women are good for more than just bearing children, Ard decides to break the most sacred rules of her clan by taking up a spear and going out in the forest to hunt. She targets the rarest and most prized creature in the forest, but soon discovers the reason why fertile young women have been forbidden from entering the monster's domain. Soon Ard finds herself helplessly controlled by the monster's mighty will and completely unable to resist its carnal desires for a young human female. This book, I don't know what to say. It felt very male gazy. It sometimes switched to the POV of the men in her village, even though she was supposed to be the main character, and sometimes it switched to the POV of the dinosaur. This human female's whole was pleasuring him in ways that no other of his own kind could. I'm like, are we reading this from the Brontosaurus POV now? And there was so much talk about her virginity and her being fertilized. Impregnate me! She screamed, give me your seed! And like, And with that, the creature came, shooting massive loads of steaming inside her. It filled her up. There was no question about it. She would be fertilized. I think you can say this. This book is clearly made for people with a breeding kink. I'll give this 5 out of 10 realism. Because just as with gay dinosaurs, I don't feel that Vivian Ash was realistic enough with the size difference. I don't buy that these two can have penetrative sex. They were creative with the use of the tail, so I'll give her that. But like, it still ended with full-on penetration. She would die. These two are straight up dead. Sliced in the middle. World building, I'll give the 4 out of 10. What world is this? It's like an alternative universe where women are used as slaves. Okay, where's the excitement in that? Feeling, I mean, I'll give it 3 out of 10. I don't like Ard, and the Brontosaurus had like a hypnotic gaze, so Ard was under the influence during the romantic times. But I mean, if you're into dubious consent and breeding, sure, this book is for you. It was not for me. I can't believe I'm saying this in a review about Dinosaur Erotica, but I wanted more feminism. So this one is here for me. So, feminism, lesbians. So I can't say this title without reading directly from my notes. A lesbian ankylosaurus skater rims my bowl, and by bowl I mean butt. By Chuck Tingle, a quite famous name in humoristic erotica. With like many titles as this one. We have the classic bisexually stuffed by our living Christmas stocking, or my non-binary ass is saved by the sentience parking spot in the pounding zone which you can't park in after 6 unless otherwise marked. This is clearly humoristic erotica, and like don't be fooled by the humor aspect of it. It's very much still erotica, but I think Chuck Tingle together with Hunter Fox are like in the top of humoristic erotica. The main point of the book is that it's supposed to be fun. Apart from Vivian Ash or Christie Sims, who like are fans of bestiality, and you can tell that they are turned on by bestiality. So this is a very clear scale. Sure, the humoristic ones are funny, but the serious ones are just as fun, if not funnier. But here we are with the lesbian skater. Kenna is an incredible skateboarder, and when it comes to competition at her local skate park, she's a force to be reasoned with. Unfortunately, Kenna has reached a plateau in her skills, and when a beautiful ankylosaurus starts shredding alongside her, things go from bad to worse. Now sparks are flying, and Kenna is about to learn the secret to skateboarding excellence is loosening up that ass. I'll go directly into this one and say I'll give this 1 out of 10 in realism. What is going on? Mally, the lesbian ankylosaurus skater, is clearly some kind of hybrid on this cover, but it's never really explained in the book. Why are there human hybrids on Earth? How much of an hybrid is she? Because she is described as having scales and a reptilic claw. And you know, she is somehow reaching my from this precarious angle thanks to her enormous dinosaur tongue. Kenna goes down on Mally to her on her dinosaur prehistoric and then she falls down to give more space to her prehistoric and when I try to picture this, is this sexy hybrid ankylosaurus falling down, or is it this kind of dinosaur falling down so Kenna can eat her out? It's funnier if it's this one. Like, it would be so funny if this lesbian skater looked like this. But she's not. She looks like this, and I do think that's disappointing. So I'll give it 1 out of 10. World building, I'll give it 3 out of 10. Hybrid dinosaurs is a great idea. Explain it. I'm just supposed to accept that she's an ankylosaurus with a human body because Chuck Tingle says so. No, thank you. Feeling, I don't know, 3 out of 10, I guess. Again, I stand by this, and I didn't want to know this about myself, but I prefer my dinosaurs to be realistic. If you're gonna commit, commit. This book, together with Billionaire Dinosaurs, made me gay. They're not funny enough to be read as only humoristic. If I'm being serious, these aren't supposed to make you turned on, but it's too much sex in the book if that's not supposed to do anything for you, and they're not funny enough in itself to be worth it. Both the humor aspect and the bestiality aspect would be so much more fun if she just looked like this. So this one I'll put here. It gave me nothing. And then finally, I read Gay Billionaire Dinosaurs in my butt. And I love this cover and I love this title. This is written by Hunter Fox, obviously the same one who wrote the first Billionaire Dinosaur one. And in this one we meet with this new guy. It's been 3 years since Tony had been with a dinosaur. 3 long years of no butt action after his dismissal from the underground billionaire dinosaur community in Los Angeles. Those 3 years come to an end when Bronco, the alpha T-Rex, and Tony run into each other at a farmer's market. Sexual tension fills the air before Bronco finally invites Tony to a party. All the history and sexual tension finally explode into a massive fight and love affair at the party as unexpected guests join in. The first 2 pages, they are so strong. They are so packed with information. I'm just gonna read them to you. I needed to get some fresh air and some fresh fruits. This was going to be a better day once I could get Bronco and his gay billionaire dinosaur friends out of my head. They've been all I thought about ever since my first trip to his mansion back in 2014. I had been a doe-eyed nobody looking to make it in the entertainment business and hoping to get some help from Hollywood's bad boy. Bronco was an A-list actor who also diversified his business and had become a billionaire by the age of 25. Meeting him on accident one night at a club has made my life, especially when he invited me back to his place for an after party. I was overwhelmed as I saw the Triceratops, Raptors, Stegosaurus roaming the party in their suits and ties, young men running around in barely anything. I had never been gay before, especially for dinosaurs, but being around all that masculine energy and sexy sex packs was slowly turning me gay. This is show-stopping, great, extraordinary, I fucking love it. I'll still give it like 2 out of 10 realism though. I feel like he's not even trying. Are they dinosaur hybrids? Are they real-life dinosaurs? They're speaking English, wearing suits, they're in the stock market, but like what about the size? Like what do they look like? The world building, as mentioned in this universe, is great. So it's such a missed opportunity that Hunter Fox never talks about like, has the dinosaurs evolved? Are they smaller now? I was in pure bliss as the 3 dinosaurs fucked me from behind. For context, yes, that is in the same home. And I'm just tired of unrealistic dinosaur body standards. Huge body and small dick. I'll still give it 10 out of 10 world building though. None of the others can compare. Feeling, I'll give this an 8 out of 10, which is really high, but I'll give it 8 out of 10 for one solid reason, and that was that I had a lot of fun reading this. Was it sexy? Not at all. But was it fun? Yes. Was it entertaining? Yes. Did the cover and the title promise me something? Yes. Did I receive that? Yes. This book made me change my pre-existing opinion of the fact that realistic dinosaur erotica is funnier than humoristic dinosaur erotica. Because this one here, these 2 were the funniest ones. This one, I mean, I've had 2 shots of vodka and I'm gonna say it, I mean, this one was a little bit hot. This was just fucking entertaining from start to finish. I'm just gonna leave this video and end this video with this. I knew it would kill him to see this raptor make an honest gay man out of me. If you took this journey with me, thank you so much. The things that I read for this video So, like and subscribe if you want a part 2. Thank you so much, and I'll see you around eventually.